do this over some coffee. All right, so got 100 miles in. I'm actually going to be getting 100 miles on this exact ride, actually. That was more of a coincidence than anything else, but is true. So 100 miles in, what do I think? Do I like it? Do I love it? I can tell you this, I surely do not hate it. That is a fact. It is really, really good. I think that it's much more stable. I've been riding it back to back with my GT because I've been trying to keep my GT streak alive. Long story, but I'm in the middle of trying to get my platinum badge for some of my streaks on my GT, so therefore I've been riding my GT at least a mile a day just to keep those streaks alive in the app. So I've actually been riding it back to back with my XL for that reason. So I can actually have a pretty solid story to tell with regards to riding it back to back with the GT. So my GT continues to feel much more nimble. It's quick, it's snappy. I can move it where I need it to be very, very quickly. Not saying that the XL does not have that ability. It's just different because the XL is bigger by design, bigger, more stable. It's just more mellow. It doesn't want to do anything, you know, horribly out of spec at any given point in time. Not that my GT does, but my GT, because it's so nimble, sometimes it can be a little sketchy. Not a lot, just a little. It can be a little, you know, twitchy. It can take feedback from things on the ground, cracks, potholes, things like that. It'll take that feedback a little bit more personally than the XL does. And that feedback is factored in directly to the experience. So the XL is just really stable, calm, mellow, no surprises, no wobbles, right? Which is a good thing. It just doesn't feel as nimble, right? So I'm definitely digging that though. And then some housekeeping for me as a rider. I am a intermediate on my best day. I am an intermediate on my best day rider. I am not a pro level rider. I am not some hardcore shredder. Complete transparency. My number one rule, or number one objective, I should say, with even riding on my one wheel in the first place, is to stay out of the hospital. That is my number one objective. My number one objective is not to go shred and challenge myself or learn something new or, you know, whatever else. I mean, those things happen objectively, but those things are never more important than staying out of the hospital. Intermediate concrete rider primarily, and I ride a lot of pavement. I ride a lot of urban rides, so I do ride a lot of streets and in uneven cement paths in the city, you know, cracks, things like that, but I don't do a lot of off-road. I wish I did, because I think the off-road stuff looks really cool and looks really neat. It's just not me. I keep trying and I'm not good at it. I wish I was, because it looks like fun. But so I'm a concrete cruiser, doing my thing, doing my deal. I do big group rides with the group that just goes through San Diego, and they go everywhere, and it's a lot of fun. I am 6'3". I am 195 pounds. I wear a size 13 shoe. So if any of that can drop into your stats for a comparison, then you're welcome to them. And I love little stuff like that. But I, again, am an intermediate on my best day rider. Not a pro, not super advanced, I'm not a shredder. I just cruise along, do my thing, listen to music, drink my coffee. I love my one wheel. It's my zen time, and I really dig it. So on to the further notes. One of the things about the GTS XL that I'm not a super big fan of is that there has not been a plethora of the accessories available for it, which is kind of bizarre because you know that Future Motion put a ton of energy and time and money into this board for sure, right? Oh, 1 second. Little manhole cover action for you. But they obviously put a lot of time and energy and money into this board and developed this product for sure. And it just feels like all the accessory support is literally non-existent. I mean, I don't have fenders. I don't have, that was a bigger drop than I expected. I don't have fenders. I don't have rail guards, right? I mean, like the basic stuff that you would think that you need. I mean, what I do have is I have the GTS rail guards, which are of course not big enough because it's not for the XL. I'll show you those right now. So you can see that little gap there in the middle, and that's because these aren't the rail guards actually for this unit. So why we wouldn't have those at launch is kind of crazy to me. Same thing with a fender, no fender option, which is really weird. I don't ride with a fender anyways, I ride with a crop top, but still. It's kind of strange. I'm sure it's coming. I don't know if Future Motion was maybe just hanging out to see if it was going to be popular enough or not. But I think that the lack of support there is really disappointing. And then, morning. And then as far as the unit itself though, build quality is on point. I haven't had any issues whatsoever. I did swap out the FST system right after my very first ride. So my FST has been on here the entire time. I've been riding it other than that very first ride. And it's been flawless. It's been perfect, just like it was on my GT. So no complaints there. And it's been a really solid board. I haven't had any weirdness, haven't had any strange, like runaways or failure to engage or foot pad sensor issues, nothing. It's been money the entire time. Now granted it's only 100 miles, but it's a good sign that it's a good reliable product so far. And then as far as my tune is concerned, I'm running Flow. I run Flow with the modification of +2 aggressiveness on braking, and then +1 aggressiveness on acceleration. And then other than that, stock Flow. I don't really get into the super tune and tweak of the carvability and stuff because honestly it just feels fine out the box. So we're properly warmed up here. I'm not going to do any crazy speed runs because I'm not fully padded up here, but I'll do a quick run down to the park real fast and then we'll wrap it with that. So if you've been listening to me blather on this far, thank you very much. Appreciate you. If you ducked out of the video, no blame. I get it. So let's line ourselves up for a run. So there you go. There you have it. 100 miles in. I've got no problems to report, no catastrophes, nothing at all to complain about, no warranty claims, nothing. So it's been pretty solid. I'm pretty happy. I will say that I grabbed my GT to just keep my streaks alive, like I said. But honestly, like if I didn't have to keep my streak alive and stuff, and I had to grab a board out of my stable, I've got 2 XRs, a GT, and an XL, or I should say a GT OG and a GTS XL. And 10 times out of 10, if I'm grabbing a board out of my stable to ride, it's gonna be the XL. I mean, like, it's not even a contest. Not saying that my other boards don't have a place and that I don't love them and they're great, but this truly is the evolution of the hardware, for sure, without a doubt. So go ahead and get over here in my turn lane. So thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate you. Have yourself a great day, and thanks again for watching the channel, supporting the channel, putting up with my cringiness. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Have a good day.